So silver, is it good value or not? Right? Currently, at the time of filming this, it's about 27 bucks US at about 35 bucks Aussie. That's via the paper price. So if you go online, you'll see SLV, which is a exchange traded fund. They will be talking about, silver, an ounce of it is 27 bucks US. However, when you go to buy silver, you can't buy silver. They don't sell silver without a premium on it. So you're paying about 45 bucks. If you ask me for my thoughts on that, I think that is very cheap. I think that it's undervalued, and I think it has got some significant room to grow. Will we be heading back to a silver standard? No, right? These guys have been manipulated. They have, played around with this system far too long, and they, have kept this price suppressed. They are doing it for a reason, right? If you look at Elon Musk, just came out the other week and said, I'm buying Bitcoin. My friend over here, the Trezor wallet, Bitcoin all the way up, right? He's pumping Bitcoin. Why is Elon Musk, if he really wanted to be smart, why is he not buying silver? Silver is required as an industrial precious metal for all of his vehicles, all of his electronics, all of his solar gigs, all of that sort of stuff. So looking at the price of silver, if he really wanted to, invest into the future of Tesla and SpaceX and whatnot, he would be buying up all of the silver that he could get his hands onto. Does that mean that we'll be heading into a silver standard anytime soon? Absolutely not. If we look at gold, gold really has no use. If you look at it, Goldman Sachs, Goldman, it's the gold man, it's the bankers, the people that the goldsmiths that used to look after this stuff. It even has a logo for those criminal entities. So looking at the gold, does it have many uses? Not much for your jewelry, earrings, all that sort of stuff. It has other uses, but the silver has far many more applications than that. Will this go up? Possibly can, but it's being suppressed, right? If everything was true, then those things would be going right up. Bitcoin. Bitcoin is now about 60 grand Aussie, about 50 grand US. Does it have significant upside? Yes, it does. Will we be going to any, Bitcoin-backed economy? Absolutely not. They are never going to use it because it is against the central banking system. Could the central banker use this in an alternative way? Yes, and Bitcoin's really the essence of this conversation. So if we look at, where Bitcoin could fit in, the banks could do their own centrally controlled cryptocurrency. But what is happening to this? It has gone up to $60,000. Could it go up any higher? Is it a Ponzi scheme? I think it can go up higher. I think it can be a Ponzi scheme. And it's a very interesting world that we live in. So I own cryptocurrencies. I love cryptocurrencies. Is it a Ponzi scheme? Time will tell. Common sense will prevail. I started getting the Bitcoin when it was about 500 bucks a coin, and now it's gone up a lot. Do I sell it off? No, I just keep what I have in my crypto holdings, and it does its thing. So where could Bitcoin go, right? It's gone up from $1, a penny, right, all the way up to 60 grand. It could comfortably go all the way up to $1 million. Will it? Who knows, right? This isn't financial advice. I'm just talking about a theory here, and I'm going to get to my main point, right? If this that should have gone up goes up a lot, it means that the iPhone or whatever device you're watching this from will go up in value, right? Each phone has maybe a half an ounce of this inside of it. All your electronic devices have this. It's the circuit boards and different conductors inside of your things. A solar panel would have almost an ounce of silver in the solar panel. So if the price of this went up to $500, let's say, that means the iPhone would need to go up by 500 bucks. It means that the solar panel would have to go up to $500 each. And we're living in a world where we don't want that to happen. So they artificially keep the price of this thing down. So they are printing so much money. All of the stackers that are thinking their gold's going to go up, their silver's going to go up, the price of these things are going to go through the roof. It hasn't happened, right? Are they using cryptocurrencies as the side thing that'll go off. Because if we look at all of the markets, they are in a bubble. Right? The stock market has insolvent zombie companies which are going for all-time highs. Right? I don't own any stocks. I think it's the biggest Ponzi scheme out there. That's just my personal view and not financial advice, of course. Property prices all the way through the roof, right? They keep manipulating the prices, they go up higher, right? It's a great thing. But what's ultimately happening is our currency is crashing. They're trying to keep the currency and keep a hold of different areas of the economy, trying to keep these things down in cheaper prices, so then the whole thing doesn't crumble and implode. I think if that went up to $400 or $500, our world and how we live would be very, very different, and inflation would hit through rampantly. However, if we look at the car market, right? Going back 10 years ago, the car market suffered a big loss through the GFC, and things have changed dramatically. And when you go to buy a car now, it's not even about selling you a car anymore. It's about selling you finance and attaching that car as the vehicle for the finance. So they're just selling off debt and creating more money using the car as that. Is cryptocurrency the ballast for their hyperinflation, right? Is it going to starve off a hyperinflation and give us another 10 years worth of massive growth and industry growing and all that sort of stuff for Bitcoin prices to explode and slowly dissipate that money through, or currency through, the system? I personally believe that they are pumping up this market, artificially keeping this market low, in order to pump this market up so the whole economy doesn't implode. Does that mean that you should go out and buy this? I don't think so. The question I ask about this, and this is being really negative on silver, is that do you know anyone that's made lots of money out of silver, right? I don't know anyone. Everyone that sits online and says you should buy silver, you should buy gold, they're all poor, right? Even the experts out there. In fact, silver in 1980 was $50 an ounce. Today, in 2021, it's less than $30 an ounce for the silver. So if you owned 1 ounce of silver 40 years ago, that 1 ounce of silver is still probably half of what it was worth back then in dollar value. But since 1980, in the last 40 years, what has happened, right? House prices have gone up 10 times, 20 times. Food prices have gone up 20 times. Car prices have gone up 20 times. Wages have gone up 10 times. Everything has gone up in value over the course of the last 40 years, apart from everybody that says the greatest thing out there is beloved gold, and that's silver and gold. So, does gold and silver really play a place in growth in the future? Is it a hyperinflationary, thing that's going to go crazy? My views, I like to hedge my bets. I like to be diversified. I like to have a sustainable portfolio. I like cash flow coming in. The one thing I know about all of these things, this one here, borderline, put that down for a second. These two, the gold and the silver, don't give you cash flow. It's all about cash flow. You want more cash coming in so you can keep expanding your base. You have money come in, you buy more. More money come in, you buy more. Those things don't offer it. Cryptocurrency does offer some potential for that, but it is still very heavily volatile. So for me personally, I think it's important to have a large asset base, continuously doing what can get you closer to your goals. Be exposed to property, be exposed to cryptocurrency, have exposure in precious metals, whether it be gold or silver. Is there potential? Could silver go to $500 an ounce? I believe so. Could it go to $1,000 an ounce? Believe so. I actually think, from all the projections or figures of what I have calculated, is that silver per ounce should hit somewhere around $500, $800 an ounce. That's where it should be. If you go to this thing called usdebtclock.org, usdebtclock.org, you will see that the price there currently is around 4,800. This time last year it was only 4,000 per ounce compared to dollars of 1930. So it just goes to show how manipulated our currency is. Should Bitcoin be $60,000 a Bitcoin? I don't believe so. Can it go to $1 million? I actually do believe it can go there. I personally feel that the whole crypto space has been put in place to suck out and be a ballast for the central banks, be inflated as a new asset class. So on that note, where does crypto stand? I wouldn't say one's over the other. All I'm saying is that this may sound like it's in a bubble, but it could have a lot higher to go. This here, people think it's the God's money, it's the God savior for everyone. Don't be too sure of that, because I think it's incredibly cheap. But are you going to become a multi-millionaire and retire from it? I don't believe so. And gold is probably a little bit further on down the line. So just my views, just my thoughts. Tell me your thoughts below. Am I wrong? I personally think, I've been invested in precious metals for over 20 years now, and cryptocurrency probably about 7 or 8 years, and property for 18 years this year. So I have all of it around me. I look at these things here. When hyperinflation does come, that the gold, silver, and the Bitcoin can all play a role in removing all of my debt on all of my cash flow producing assets, which is ultimately property. And that's why I talk about that so much, but also talk about these things too. If you have questions, need help, want to build a strategy, want to know what's right or wrong, want to chat to us, reach out, call us 1300 367 925, email us at admin@binvested.com.au. Have a great day. Bye for now.